If you've been searching on TikTok for a fat loss workout, I don't know why you would do that, but if you are trying to lose fat, sometimes you just get down to desperate measures. If you're on TikTok trying to find a fat loss workout, you would have stumbled across the 12-3-30 workout. And if you haven't, you're probably too old for TikTok. But the 12-3-30 workout is when you jump on a treadmill, you put it on incline 12, you put it on the speed of 3 miles per hour, and you do that for 30 minutes. So this was a super viral workout that was popularized or invented by a creator called Lauren Giraldo, don't know how to say her last name, but she's a bit of a like lifestyle fitness-ish, fashion, I don't know, whatever you would call it, influencer, YouTuber, blah, blah, blah person, right? And today I'm going to outline the positives of this fitness trend, what some of the negatives may be. I'm going to answer some frequently asked questions around using the treadmill, not specifically for this trend, but just when using a treadmill, because I think it's important if you are going to do something on the treadmill to understand how to actually use it properly, and what I would recommend if I have anything to add to this workout. So let's break it down. The pros. I think it has been getting a lot of people, now mostly women because this creator, Lauren, is a girl. It's been getting a lot of people results, and getting results is a big deal. And I don't want to just kind of like gloss over, oh, they got results, because getting results in fat loss is very important. And a lot of people get kind of stumped when they can't lose fat. And if they stumble along something like the 12-3-30 workout, it can be a great way just to get people off their ass and to do something that's very low level of commitment. Like all you need to do is have access to a treadmill, which a gym membership will get you, which can be, I don't know, $7 a week or something like that. If you just get a really cheap gym membership, you can get access to a treadmill. If you have one in your house, you must be too rich. So, you just, I don't know. Just have a treadmill lying around and just jump on it. It's really easy to do. If you're staying at a hotel and you still want to pursue fat loss, even while you're traveling, that's awesome. You can get on a treadmill, 12-3-30, boom, and you're out of there. It's really easy to do. So it's really cool that it's getting people results. One thing I'll say, even if they're overstated, which we'll get onto a little bit later, it's more specific than just get your steps up, which is what a lot of personal trainers, including myself, will say. Just get your steps up. It's like a general like move more type statement. And sometimes that just gets lost in the weeds because it's not specific enough. Like if someone was to say, I don't know, if you're trying to get good at kissing, and someone just says, yeah, just like kiss real good, just just a bit of tongue and, a bit less lips and you're like, it kind of gets lost in the weeds. Like, do I move my tongue around circular, anti-clockwise, clockwise? Do I go in for the dragon tongue? Do I pull back? What do I do? If you don't know what to do, just random kissing advice doesn't get you anywhere. And sometimes that's like when someone just says, get your steps up. How many steps do I do? Do I walk on an incline? Do I do decline? Do I need to rest? Do I have a rest day? Should I sprint in the middle? There's too many questions. And so that's kind of the downside of general advice. It kind of gets lost in the weeds. So 12-3-30 is very specific. So people are like, okay, I know what to do. I need to go 12 incline, 3 speed, boom, 30 minutes. That's me locked in. Give me, a Huberman podcast. I'm going to listen to the first 8 of it because they're now 5 hours long. I'm just going to listen to a Huberman podcast while I'm doing that. So it's really specific, which is really cool. Another pro is feeling involved in a movement. It's a bit of a movement on TikTok. A lot of people are posting it. This is my results I got after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So people are documenting their journey. They're getting really invested into it. Just like when CrossFit first came out, everyone was a CrossFit cult activist. They stopped going to normal gym memberships. They get really involved. They're like, hey, mate, you coming on Monday? Yeah, of course I'm going to be there. Yeah, we're going to do a WOD. We're going to do an AMRAP. We're going to do an EMOM. Every sort of abbreviation in the world was created for CrossFit. They were there. It was like a cult and everyone got involved. I wouldn't say it's as cult-like as CrossFit, but it's definitely a movement. And when a movement is really strong, a lot of people are kind of heading in the same direction and it gives you the sense of momentum. And I think a lot of people got on board with that, which is really cool and are still getting on board with it. And the last one, it increases your physical activity or calorie expenditure, which is awesome. In the modern world that we live in, it's heavily processed foods. It's very easy to eat foods. Uber Eats, you can online delivery pretty much every food coming in. So if we can offset that with a little bit of extra physical activity, it's always going to be great for general health and trying to keep the kilos and pounds down. Now, those are the pros. Let's talk about the cons. The first thing is you need a treadmill. And a lot of people don't have access to a treadmill. I do because I have a gym membership, but if I only trained in this gym here and I didn't have a gym membership, I don't have one at home, I don't have access to a treadmill if I didn't have my gym membership. So the first thing is you need a treadmill. And if you don't, sucked in. You cannot be a part of the 12-3-30 crew. Go back. Do not collect $200. Do not pass go to jail type of thing. The second con I would say is you need 30 minutes. The 12-3-30 is a 30-minute requirement. I'm married to my wife and we've had kids, and there's just some days where she doesn't have 30 minutes. And a lot of people don't have 30 minutes or can't commit 30 minutes to training. So once again, go straight to jail. Do not collect $200. Do not pass go. You are not in the 12-3-30 club if you don't have 30 minutes. And the third thing is you need to go on speed 3, Even if you could do speed 5 or 4 or 6, surely as you get better at the 12-3-30 workout, you could do a 12-5-30 or a 12-10-30 and kind of G it up a bit. Put a bit of progressive overload in there, a principle for getting stronger in the gym, but also increasing your aerobic capacity if you're doing the 12-3-30. There's no progressive overload if you just stay at 12-3-30 for the rest of your life. You're going to hit a plateau. And sure, you're still increasing your physical activity, you're burning calories, you're being more physically active, tick, 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 but you could be getting potentially better results if you made it 12-5-30, 12-10-30, 12-15-30 if you're hardcore. So I think that's a little bit of a downfall to it as well. There's no real room for progression. It's kind of like if you were, getting driving lessons and it's a 60K zone, but they're telling you to do 50. And then you just, to be safe. But then when you're driving on your own, the instructor's like, you can only go 50, and then you just drive 50 for the rest of your life. Just because they said it's safe and you just kind of stick to it because that's what it is. Like you can drive 51 or 52, 55 because you'll get there faster. But if you just drive 50, yes, it's going to be safe, but you're not going to progress. And it just doesn't make sense if you can go 60. So that's kind of like the cons to it. Another thing is it's very, to kind of come back to what I was saying before, it's very specific. So it's very 12-3-30. What if you have more time to commit? What if you want to do 45 minutes? What if you can handle more incline? So I think the 12-3-30, as opposed to just being like a just do this, it should be more of a kind of adjustable thing. Like it could be 12, it could be, a 15, 10, 45 workout. So that's better. Like if anything, you could gamify it and create different levels that you could be at, like a beginner, intermediate, advanced. 12-3-30, for someone that has a really low level of fitness, could also maybe be too intense for them. It is pretty easy, 12-3-30, but that's coming from someone who's trained for 16 years. So if someone literally hasn't done fitness before, they have 20 extra kilos that they're holding, and they have no level of baseline fitness, maybe 12-3-30 is just such a big ask. Maybe they want to do just a flat walk at speed 3 for 15 minutes, and maybe that is them. So I think that kind of rigidity is something that needs to be looked at. So to get to my recommendation, here's what I believe. If your goal is fat loss, the first thing that we should be looking at outside of getting steps and everything like that is making sure that you create a calorie deficit. So if I didn't mention that, I think I would be absolutely stupid. I shouldn't have a YouTube channel and I should lose my right to train people. So if you want to lose fat, we need to be in a calorie deficit. Eating less calories than you burn per day, that's the only way to lose fat. But to help that in terms of, along the same lines of 12-3-30, I think that we should be looking at getting a 70,000 steps per week target for fat loss. So that comes to around 10,000 steps per day. But I believe if we look at it as a per week budget, it's a lot easier to come to terms with hitting. So, sometimes during the week, let's say Monday to Friday, you have an office job, you work in finance, your name's Bob, you wear a suit, you sit under fluorescent lights and you just kind of get 5,000 steps a day during the week, Monday to Friday, that's only 25,000 steps. If you need to hit 70,000, so that puts you in a deficit, man, you're like, shivers, 45,000 steps behind. That means you can look at Saturday, Sunday to get 22.5 thousand steps on Saturday and Sunday. That's a shit ton of steps. But instead of just going, oh, woe is me, I'm not very active, oh no, I'm so sad, Bob can get out of his suit, put on his hiking gear on the weekend, go for a big hike on Saturday, and then on Sunday he can take the kids down to the beach, walk them around, play with them and all that kind of stuff. Let's say he hits 22.5 thousand steps over the 2 days. He hits 70,000 for the week. That means he's still on target for his step budget for the week, and he can still, help his kind of hit his target to lose fat. I think that this is a bit more lenient way of getting enough steps for fat loss. Now, if your goal is just to maintain health or build muscle, I look at bringing that step target down between 56,000 and 70,000. So 56,000 is the bottom end that I like to kind of give people, which is 8,000 a day. I believe that we can get a bit more than 5,000 to 6,000. I think that's really sedentary, and we should try and get away as much as we can from a sedentary lifestyle and get into just moving a bit more. So 56,000 per week up to 70,000. I think that's a good kind of like muscle building range and general health. So that's what I would recommend as opposed to this rigid 12-3-30. Now, I get it. If you like rules and you're like, Brock, 12-3-30 is really great for me because I have a formula. I just go into the gym, put my headphones on, listen to Huberman, and I go. That is awesome. However, I like to give people the option, or would rather give them the option of say, hey, hit 10,000 a day, 10,000 steps, because that doesn't limit them to a treadmill workout. They can do it at work. Instead of taking the elevator, they can take the stairs. Instead of just catching the bus all the way to work, they can get off 2 steps early and walk an extra 30 minutes before work. So that's going to incentivize them to actually integrate it into their lifestyle a bit easier. So instead of adding an extra 30 minutes to their life with the 12-3-30, they can just integrate more steps into their life, which allows them to be more productive and time efficient with their physical activity. Something to think about. Also, it kind of breaks the shackles of having to be in the gym, indoors, and being on a treadmill. You might want to walk outside in the bush and hike. If you live close to the beach, maybe you want to walk across the beach with your partner, holding hands, talking about how much you love them. Maybe you want to do that. Or maybe you want to FaceTime your nana who lives in New Zealand, which is what I do, but she doesn't have FaceTime because she's too old school, so I have to call a landline and call her that way. But I think having more freedom suits me better and suits other people better instead of this kind of 12-3-30 workout. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and let's have a fight in the comment section about it and see who's right and see who's wrong, because that's what life is all about, especially fitness. And I'm always right, but I'm always willing to have a fight. So if you enjoyed this video, check it out here. There's going to be another one that's similar, evidence-based, BS disputing fitness channel. That's what I kind of like to do. If you want to train with me, I'm an online personal trainer. I forgot to mention that. My name is Brock Ashby. Hi, nice to meet you. If you want to check out my programs, the link's in description for my Team Brock Ashby coaching. I have one-to-one coaching, lots of different workout guides, and a subscription program called Built by Brock, which gets new programs every 4 weeks. We do challenges and stuff as well. And that's really it from me. Thanks for watching.